if anybody, you guys have really great experience with the trailers, so we're a team. If anybody has anything that they want to add that would be beneficial, please feel free to chime in or add your comments. It's a team thing, it's not just one person. So let's start with the basic trailer. One of the most important things you should have is your updated tags. And again, this is super duper basic stuff. When you're hooking up your trailer, make sure your coupling is all secure. Make sure you're dropped. Make sure you're locked in. And how many of you guys have the little pins or connectors to make sure everything is not going to come apart? Your chains for your bumper pulls. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I learned from a trainer out in Los Angeles that does a lot of the trailer loading stuff and trailer training. Should always be crossed if they're a bumper pull.
And if you have a Class A license, it's required.
Oh, yeah, I learned about the goosenecks, but when you have a gooseneck trailer, you have your chains, don't cross them. Something that people kind of skip is when you have your hookup. Erica, I'm unplugging you. I would do this in the gooseneck, but I can't reach. Come around, you guys. But there is a coating that develops on the metal parts of the connectors. And it actually, you have to make sure that you clean it off. When you see it starting to look, I think it's looking a little green. What's it called? Corrosion. No, there's what? Filigrane, that's right. A lot of people don't think about this when they're doing their trailer maintenance. And it'll start to affect your connection. So it's something that whenever you have your trailer looked at, have this assessed as well. A lot of people forget about it. Spare tire and tire condition. How often do you guys replace your tires?
5 to 7 years.
Wait, what?
5 to 7 years.
5 to 7 years. Do you still need to replace your tires if your tires are covered?
Yes.
Why?
They break down from the inside.
Right. Something you probably want to make a note of, either here or someplace else, to get these guys replaced, because even when they don't look bad, they're breaking down. A lot of people say, well, we keep the trailer inside, we cover the tires. It doesn't matter. It used to be 3 years, but now it's 5 to 7. Thank God, because it's so expensive. How many people replace their spare tire when they replace their regular tires? I am not seeing enough hands.
I replace the trailer.
You replace the trailer?
Every time the tires wear out,
Oh my gosh. So tires, latches. A lot of older trailers have rust on them, but check the rust, make sure it's not something that's starting to corrode all the way through. Again, there's a lot of things to look for. I'm doing the quickie. Your latches. Something that happens pretty regularly is the latches start to get frozen. And you kind of notice it when you don't have an emergency, but when you have the emergency and you suddenly need to load quick, you're going like that and you can't get the trailer open. So this is something really just regular maintenance and grease, but also I think there's a screw inside that starts making it harder. So they check your screws and check your connections. We've had to replace ours, I think 3 or 4 times now. This is something a lot of people don't think about until it's too late. So make sure your floorboards are good. If you travel a lot with your horses, this is something, even though they're usually going to be good because there are wear areas, try to check it at least every 6 months. A lot of people do it once a year. If you clean out your trailer pretty regularly or do a quick hose on it, it won't be as critical, but we're not the kind of people that hose our trailer out every time. Some people pull the mats, check the floorboards, and then put the mats back in almost every time after they handle a horse. Now, after a fire, is it a bad idea to get some of that Trader Joe's spray and kind of scrub it down a little bit? No, because you don't know what kind of horses you're dealing with. If you trailer your horses afterwards, it's not a bad idea to clean them out. Don't use hay when you guys are evacuating horses. They can choke on it and start getting it into their nostrils, the dust bugs them, but also you have increased fire risk if we are at the point where you're going to have the fire protective on you. Hinges, check your hinges. Door latch, we already talked about that. Where's Erica? All right, brakes. Always, you guys already know this is basic information. Have your second person. Brake lights, regular lights, left lights, right lights. A lot of times, if you have a light problem, it's just a fuse. So, but you always want to check that. What I do is I do a check actually every time we trailer out, so we're ready for the next time, but then I check again. But if there is a problem, I find out before we're having to trailer out. Come on over here. Make sure your emergency brake is connected. How do you know when your emergency brake is connected properly? Don't worry, Paul. Where is he?
I got a good shot.
Everything else is connected correctly. When you get ready to go, does everybody have either water tanks or gallon things for water in their trailers? Good.